fast you were going?
What? How fast we were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted and to not leave now. Run in your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome to MOTORCOP Crimes Podcast. I'm your host, Iceman. I apologize I didn't put nothing out Sunday. Mother's Day. Late, belated happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And the reason I didn't put something out is we were celebrating Mother's Day down at Fluffy's house, and instead of bringing my normal grown-up beverages, which is whiskey, me and Bam had been at the store, and I just grabbed one of them bottles, one of them big bottles of rum punch that was already pre-mixed and stuff. And I had the 2 glasses. I didn't get drunk. I didn't get a buzz or nothing, but for some reason, it made me extremely tired. I mean, I had like zero energy. Almost like I was like a bad hangover, like zero energy. And I wasn't going to come record with no energy because it would have really sucked bad. So that's my excuse. But at least I'm doing it tonight. Making up for it. So get the housekeeping out the way. Like and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Rumble. We're on Truth Social, on Twitter, on Instagram. Make sure you hit the bells. You'll know, when we do go live, if you'd like to watch the live show. If not, you can do the audio. If you're on Apple, write a 5-star. Write a review, I'll shout it out to you. Spotify, like I said, I always say I don't think you can write anything, but you can do a 5-star if you like. Make sure you share it with all your friends. Helps with the algorithm and stuff like that. Okay. Well, don't have a guest, obviously. I'm going to talk about some stories. Some of them are hot off the press just from today, from some traffic stops I made earlier today. Were kind of interesting. They got one. We'll start off with the first one. When I do tell the first one, I'm not going to start it off with it yet, but I feel like I've told the story, but I can't remember. I still had the paper written down, so I'm not sure if I did or not. I'm old and I don't remember all the time, so bear with me. Tomorrow is the services for Nick Toulier. If some of the people that don't know, out of state and everything, y'all have heard me talk about him on some previous episodes. He did pass away. He 47 years old. He was wounded in 2016 in Baton Rouge when a piece of shit motherfucker ambushed a whole bunch of cops. This was right after, when all that crap was going on, and some black nationalist or militant or some guy like that. They ambushed a whole bunch of cops in Baton Rouge. There were some EBR guys along with some Baton Rouge City guys. Well, he passed away from his injuries just the other day. He's the 4th person. He was the 4th one to die from that assault on Airline Highway. It happened on July 17th, 2016. We lost Deputy Brad Garafola, Baton Rouge policeman Montrell Jackson, and Matthew Gerald. They all were murdered on that day also, leaving families and children and wives and stuff, without their father and husbands. They said the procession, I don't know if it's still up on Facebook if anybody wants to go from the day he died. I was involved with the procession where we brought his body from the hospital to the funeral home. It was from Baton Rouge to Denham Springs. It's like 10.5 miles, I think it is, total. But I was involved in that. I live streamed it while I was on the bike. If you want to go back and watch that, you can. Now tomorrow is his services, and I believe the actual services start at 1. I'll be involved in the procession there also. So I'm thinking that the side services will be just starting at 1 o'clock. I'm guessing it'll be 2:30, 3 o'clock before they even think about leaving. If anybody interested, I'll live stream the procession. I can't guarantee nothing once we go graveside. Depends on where we park and stuff like that. I may just let it run and y'all can maybe hear it or something like that, but I'm not going to be able to hold the phone when we're out doing the full deal with them. It's disrespectful and I won't do it. I may just, depends on where we park at, I may just leave it running. If not, y'all won't see that part. And if you want to watch the procession, it'll be live on Facebook. You'll have to go follow me on Facebook to see it. Other than that, or such a thing or something. So from between 2, 3, or 4, whenever we leave, it'll be done. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an extremely long. It's going to be a long procession, and probably thousands and thousands of people will probably show up. Nick's been a big part of the community for a long time, and everybody in this area knows who he is in numerous parishes. So, more than welcome to come on. I just got a text message. It's weird. My phone's ringing. I ignored it, but they sent a text message and it says, "Hey, Linda, this is my new number. Call me." And they spelled "hey" Hay. I don't know who Linda is. Obviously, it's not me. I ought to call on here, see who it is. But anyway, we're gonna do that. We're gonna give Nick as much honor and respect as we can. I mean, he's passed away way too long, and he's not been himself ever since he got shot. I mean, he's a go. It's all over the internet. If anybody wants to go read the whole entire stuff that happened that day, I'm not going to get into it. I wasn't out there, but I knew a lot of these guys and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to go look it up, his name is Nicholas, or Nick, N-I-C-K, and the last name is spelled T-U-L-L-I-E-R. So all you got to do is put it in there, and there's stuff all over the internet on it. You can look it up yourself. Other than that, let's move on to, I got a dry throat. Let me get some of this Georgia Monkey I'm drinking. We'll get on to some stories. Oh, this weekend, Mother's Day, we got Bam. She got herself I got her. She wanted it. She paid for it. The thing, but she wanted a Russian tortoise. I know it's a turtle, but the Russian tortoise. Well, they had one. Got it for her. His name is Stew. Like tortoise stew, I thought it could be like turtle soup, or as much as this little sucker shits, and he's a Russian, we should have named him Putin, because he's Putin all over the damn place. But she makes her happy. A happy wife is a happy life, right? The reason I mention this is, everybody knows I'm anonymous. I was getting out of my car at the local pet place around here, and just a shout out. Also, of course, I always wear my own shirts promoting, the podcast MOTORCOP Chronicle. This guy and his wife and his kid saw me, came up to me, and he asked me if I was the MOTORCOP. Well, it kind of threw me off for a second because there is a guy out there that was way before me that called himself the MOTORCOP. But he said, no, podcast. I'm like, oh, yeah. It kind of threw me off. He said, yeah, that's me. And he did inform me that he listened to all episodes and stuff like that. And we talked and stuff. And he said he worked for NOPD or something for like 6 or 7 years. Gave him an offer to come on. If you're listening, the offer's still there. Email MotorCopChronicles@gmail.com or send me a DM on the Facebook or something. But if you still want to come on as a guest, tell some of these stories, hit me up. Anyway, I actually got to meet a listener, which is neat because me being anonymous, people, don't do it. So it was humbling, and I appreciate it. I appreciate him listening. That was a new thing for me, because I don't get, recognized or anything like that. And knowing somebody actually listens and enjoys what I'm talking about, and not me just assuming that, I know there's other ones out there, but other people out there that enjoy it. But for me, actually meeting, running into somebody, it was a humbling experience, and I enjoyed it. So, thank you. I don't know what kind of nickname we'll have for him. He was returning a dead fish to the pet store. He said it was his first fish he ever had, and it died. It was an angel fish. So we'll I don't know. We'll just call him Fish Killer or something for right now. Anyway, I don't know. Come up with something, but I appreciate it, and I'm glad he listens. Hope I hear from him. So we'll go on into the story. I doubt this is going to be a whole hour episode, but I don't know. Sometimes I start rambling. So let's start the shit show. Like I said, this one here, I'm not sure if I feel like I told it, but I don't remember. So, like I said, I'm an old motherfucker. So if I have, deal with it. No, you've heard it before. Fast forward a couple minutes or whatever. Anyway, I had pulled a car over for doing 79 and 60. This was a while back. I asked this driver, out-of-state plates. I don't know if it's Florida or Mississippi. I'm not real sure. Anyway, I asked the driver for his driver's license, and the passenger woman hands me her military ID. Look, don't get me wrong. I appreciate what our military people do for us a lot. But don't just sling any ID out at me thinking I'm just going to give you special privileges. It's very aggravating. Just like if I pull over to the law enforcement officer and I had one a long time ago. She had to work in a jail. A female, pulled her for speeding, and she's getting it too. And as I'm walking up to the vehicle, she slings a badge out the window on me, flops it out. It's rude, pisses me off. I let her know that was not the proper way to do things, and explained it to her, and I let her go, but she knew I wasn't. I told her how much unhappy I was with her. That's not how you handle your business. I will ask somebody, or I'll say, look, I got a duty weapon in here. You say that to kind of let them know you're a cop. Or if, I was like, look, does it make any difference if I work in law enforcement? If they say no, they know. I got to get a ticket or whatever. But I'm pretty much for pawpaw now, driving, so I don't speed a whole lot. So I haven't been pulled over in a long time, knock on some wood. But this woman pulls her military ID out on me, and I'm like, okay. I look at her, and I look back at the driver and ask him again. I said, do you have a driver's license? The passenger, just female, this lady, raised her voice like up at me. Okay. And she says, he's getting it. I'm like, Okay, well, I shouldn't have to ask twice, right? I says, and then she busts out to me, I was abused by my husband yesterday or something like that. And I say, okay, well, so that don't give you the right to raise your voice at me. And her response is to turn her camera on her phone on and start recording me. Which, okay, I don't care. Record me. I'm not doing anything wrong. I actually looked at the camera and said, hi, and to her camera phone. Anyway, I come back, I give him his ticket. I'm explaining it to him, you know. She just filmed me the whole time after that, and she kept her mouth shut. You know, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm saying it anyway. Because I don't condone at all a man putting his hands on a woman or vice versa. Domestic violence is very wrong. But if she was acting like that towards me and we just met, I see why her husband might turn and pop the fuck out of her, because she wasn't all bruised up and beat up. She didn't look like, you know, Rocky and Apollo Creed just got into her, nothing like that. I didn't see any marks on her. But she popped off to me like that. I can see why that motherfucker wanted her out, moving him out the house, because she's a bitch. I mean, she was just a bitch, and I just met her. I just met her, and I didn't like her. I wanted to divorce her, and I wasn't even married to her. So I could see maybe, like I said, it's not right. I didn't condone it, but I could see how I could tell she was one of them bitches that just would like to push your buttons. And probably wants to see how far she can push you till you pop the shit out of her. She just had that attitude about her. So just thought I don't remember if I told her or not, but I said I'd only been around for 30 minutes, and I was like, yeah, this 30 seconds. I'm like, yeah, this woman's a raging bitch, and bye-bye. So he was probably the one in the military, not her. She's probably the wife or something. But we will move on to the next one. I pulled a black pickup truck over for doing 74 and a 60 in the Hammer lane, coming up on a white van. One of them Chester vans. That's what I call them, white vans, them old Chester molester vans anyway. Anyway, I pulled them over, made them approach, advised them. I always tell everybody what they did. I don't introduce myself. I don't say, hey, I'm Deputy so-and-so or whatever with such and such department, because I have patches on my arm that say which department I'm in, which parish I work for. And I have a big name tag on my chest that has my name on it. Well, my first initial and last name. So I don't feel the need to say, hey, I'm Deputy so-and-so with such and such department. The reason I pulled you over was I just let them know why I pulled them over. It's the first thing I say. I'll say, how you doing? This is the reason I pulled you over. Every time. I always I see them on TV and stuff like that. Some of these, I don't know why. Maybe it's different agencies, or maybe they're trained different where they don't tell the people why they pulled them over before. I mean, I'm just like, hey, I pulled you over. This is why I pulled you over. So there's no questions about it. So I go and make my approach. I advise him what he had done. Sir, I pulled you over June 74 and 60. And this guy looks at me and says, so you're going to pull me over for going with the car that was in front of me, but you picked me. Why? This is what he said, still in the quote here. Why? Because I have Texas plates. Thinking like, okay, it's one of these dickheads. I looked at him, I said, no, sir. I said, the car in front of you was doing like 68. You were catching up with it and doing 74. That's why I use a LiDAR. I said, second of all, I clocked you at like 760 something feet away. At that distance, I couldn't tell what kind of plate you had on your damn car. I said, so Might want to just hold your attitude. Think about it real good before you keep climbing up a tree. See if you really want to climb that tree. So I went ahead and I went back, did my thing, came back, gave him his ticket. And the dude just had this fucking attitude. Just obnoxious, like, thought he was like, I don't know, king of this shit or something. Could not believe that I was writing him a ticket. I noticed on his little name tag he had hanging on his shirt that he worked for Albertson's supermarket. This man was probably about my age or older. I mean, are you mad because you still work at Albertsons? I mean, I'm pretty sure he was some, corporate person or bigwig. I would hope at this point he wasn't the buggy boy, but maybe everybody at Albertsons will lay down and kiss your grocery store man ass. We're not in Albertsons anymore, Toto. We're in the real world, and I don't have 10 for $1 cans or nothing. Lose your fucking attitude, okay? Maybe he's pissed off because he's a grown man still works at a grocery store. I don't know. Dude was a prick. I don't shop at Albertsons anyway. I found them too expensive. They think they're too bougie or something like that anyway. So he can go on about his business with his fucking speeding ticket. Have a nice day, said the Iceman. Next, we're just going from story to story today. Next, I make a traffic stop. Well, not that day. This the next story. This was on the 2nd of this month. I make a traffic stop doing like 75 and a 60, 15 over. Handicap, Louisiana plates. He had 3 people in the vehicle. This one's going to get interesting, especially if they're listening. 3 people in the vehicle. 2 ladies up front. A man sitting in the back seat. Walk up, I advised them, what they did. The reason I pulled you over, man, was doing 75 and a 60. The passenger lady starts talking to me. It's her. She's like, it's my car. I'm like, okay, well. And that's her sister that was driving. Brother-in-law in the back seat. His name is Bill. Not really. Not sure what his real name is. But that's because he calls her Sil, I found out. Bill, they call him because he's the brother-in-law. Get it? B-I-L. Okay. And she's Sil because she's the sister-in-law. That's what their little nicknames are for each other. She's talking. Very, very nice people. Very talkative. She's talking to me, and I'm like, I said, you keep talking to me, you trying to talk me out of giving your sister a ticket. She kind of laughs. Like I said, they're super nice people. The sister and the brother, sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they live out of state, like in Denver or something like that, Colorado. They live up north somewhere. So I think Denver, if I remember correctly. But the passenger lady, we're gonna call her Miss Mamu. Mamu is a town here in Louisiana for our out-of-state people. And that's the actual name of it. You can look it up if you want. That's where she is. Well, Miss Mamu thought, which is nice but she thought the Iceman was very attractive. Okay. She thought that the Iceman was chilling. At one point she said, "Can you step back?" And I looked, I said, "Hey, no. And I put my hands over my private parts. So you cannot be looking at my PeePee. She said, laughing. And I'll say this, she checked my butt out when I was walking back to the car. I told her, "Stop looking at my butt." And she was 67, I think she's 67 years old from Mamu. She's got some health issues going on. She's on some oxygen tanks. I hope she's feeling okay and better. And I did tell her, the Iceman is very nice. I told her that if I was not a happily married man and I was single, that she'd need more than just 1 oxygen tank. We'd need 3 or 4, maybe 5 oxygen tanks, so she'd catch her breath. But anyway, it was it was funny too. She said something. She asked me how big my feet were. You know, what? And she said somewhere in the conversation, she said something about she don't want nothing more than 6 inches because more than 6 inches hurts. It's like, okay. Her sister was like, oh my God. She said she never talks like this. She never talks like this. I don't know. I just bring it out in people, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, long story short, it was an enjoyable traffic stop. They were funny. I think I'm pretty damn funny myself too. But it was an enjoyable traffic stop. I let her go with a warning. But it was just an enjoyable traffic stop. Nice people. I gave them a thing. I think they might be listening to the podcast. If they do, here's y'all's story. I enjoyed the traffic stop. Bill and Sil and Miss Mamu, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It's good to be able to laugh at work sometimes and make people smile and stuff like that. And if y'all listen, I hope y'all enjoying the show because this is y'all story here. Oh, and Bill did tell me, he looked at me, because Miss Mamu, I thought the Iceman was attractive. Oh, Bill back there, he did inform me that he found no attraction towards me whatsoever, which I am quite ecstatic about. I am glad Bill has no attraction towards me. I think I had my good smelling cologne on. That must have been it, or the haircut. I don't know. Anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it. And, I believe they got home safe and everything like that. And it was a good time. It was a fun traffic stop. And hey, who don't like to be flirted with, right? Especially when you being an old fat fucker like me. So I enjoyed it, Miss Mamu. And if you run into me again, do not try to look at my PeePee, and don't be oogling the Iceman's butt, okay? Because I don't care if you look at it. It's fun. Like I said, I had fun. Anyway, going to hey, at least it wasn't 3 large women with spandex unitards on that were one trying to keep sticking her tongue down my throat and stuff like that. Miss Mamu at least had enough respect for herself and me not to try to take advantage of the Iceman. Thank you. Let's go to the next story. Y'all keep getting that picture in your head. That's right. Think about it. All right. He's happening with this today. Made a traffic stop. With the traffic stops, wasn't nothing to it. There's a little blonde-headed girl. She's like 23. She's on her way to a funeral. I think she was only like 74 or something like that. That wasn't the main part of it. Now, as I said before, when I work the interstate out there, I do it in my unit. Just because it's dangerous, and, if I do get hit, at least I got a little metal around me. So I'm in my unit. I'm exiting my unit to go give her citation. As I'm doing so, I'm checking behind me because I don't want to get run over there also. And there's this newer model GMC pickup truck, kind of one of them. I think it's one of them subdued colors. I don't know, the matte finishes. I don't know what they call them. It done moved on. No, I'm on the shoulder with all my lights on. It done moved onto the shoulder. And it's coming towards me on the shoulder, towards my unit stuff, at a little faster pace than was making me, not super cautious. Well, first of all, I'm already on a traffic stop, and now I got somebody pulling up behind me at quite a fast pace. Then guess what else they had? No, not that. I don't know if they had crabs. No, I'm joking. What they did have was they had illegally tinted windows. So what? I can't see inside the vehicle. You're pulling up behind me at a high rate of speed. So I took my gun out of the holster and had it in my hand, down by my side. Okay. Because I don't want to be in the holster if that's just one less step I got to deal with now, because I don't know what the fuck's about to happen, So I pull my gun out of the holster, and it's in my hand. I'm not pointing it at anybody at the time. I By the time it stops behind me, probably about 4 or 5 feet behind my unit. I'm like, what the hell? Like I said, I cannot see in this vehicle, which I don't like for my safety. So I move over. I'm switching positions here because I don't want to stand, be a sitting target and that. So I start switching positions. Passenger door card starts opening, and I move my gun up a little bit. I don't actually take full aim with it because I still, my spidey senses wasn't going off, okay, but it's still, they're not always right, and I would rather be, I'm going to be precautious. Well, a female passenger in the car, he tell me, and then the driver said they had some 18-wheeler. Some 18-wheeler tried to run them off the road. And they explained to me, he's like, there it is right there. It's going past. I'm like, okay. I said, sir, I'm on the traffic stop. I have all this lady's information with me. I just can't jump in my car and take after him. I said, call whoever you did on the phone with somebody, probably state police dispatch. I said, call whoever you are. You got a description of the vehicle and give it to the next parish over, because I was real close to the parish line. There was nowhere for this 18-wheeler to go, but they were going to go into the next parish. And I said, just do that. Well, he did that, and they ended up leaving. So I go back to my violator, the little blonde-headed girl, and I walk up, and she's like, oh, my God. I'm like, what, are you okay? And she's like, and she said, you had your gun out. You pulled your gun out. And yes, I did. I said, can I explain to her? I said, I had that vehicle pulling up behind us really fast. I didn't know if you had called for backup or what the hell's going on. I don't like people behind me like that. Job's difficulties enough for them getting surrounded. And I explained to her, it actually, she didn't start crying. Looked like she was almost at the point. I think it scared her more than it scared the people I had my gun out looking at. But, yeah, so I never pointed at anybody. I'm glad, because they had a child in the back seat of this truck, which was properly restrained. But, yeah, so any civilians out there listening, a little PSA, okay? If you see a cop pulled over on the road and have something to want to tell him, don't come speeding up and pull up right behind me, especially when you got illegally tinted window. Step way back, or better yet, pull way up in front far enough not to make him nervous, and put your flashers on. Pretty sure once he finishes with that violation, he's going to know what the fuck you just pulled up there for, or come and see if you need help. Do it that way. Don't pull up behind him. Try to pull up in front of him. Turn your flashers on. Let them know, hey, and then they'll probably come check on you, okay? But don't do what Numbskull did today, that I felt the need to pull my gun out of its holster, okay? We don't like doing that. Because all it takes is somebody making a wrong move, or doing something that I perceive as a complete, threat on my life, somebody else's life, and stuff can go totally different. And I don't want to have to be in that situation. Hopefully ever. So there's the next one. Just giving them all to y'all tonight. Not saving nothing. This next one is I pulled over an older model Honda. I think it was a Civic, or I think it was a Civic or Corolla. I'm not sure. It was older model. Old enough where the headliner was kind of hanging down. That's delicious. Anyway, Louisiana plates pulled over. We ain't going super fast again. Today was not a super fast day. 74 and a 60, 14 over. And pull them over. Got a young lady in there. She was 27 years old. She had two children in the back. One looked probably 3-ish or so, and the other one it was like either old enough for preschool or getting almost ready for preschool, okay? So he was, what 5? They're both properly restrained in their car seats in the back seat. I had made my approach and told her the reason I pulled you over was doing 74 and 60, driver's license, insurance, and registration. Or, registration or insurance. One or both. It don't matter. Give me what you got. Well, Robert, I don't know if it's his term or whatever, but I still use it, from Louisiana Saturday Night Podcast. She started doing the 415 shuffle. Reason he called it that is because Louisiana revised statute 32:415 is the law that we write up for driving under suspension. And for some reason, people that don't have a driver's license are suspended. When you pull them over and ask them for it, they start looking through everything. They'll dig in their pockets. They'll go through their purse. They'll go through their glove compartments. They'll look through the dog shit on the side of the road. They will look everywhere for their driver's license. I don't know who keeps a driver's license. And in some of the places, these people are looking, oh, I got it. I'm fine. Once they start doing that, I don't even let them go for that long. I'll look at them, when they start, I don't have it. And I'm like, are you driving under suspension? And sometimes, most of the time, they go, yeah. I said, why don't you just say that and you're going to try to waste our time so everybody can run around and try to, find your non-existent driver's license? I mean, what do you think when you start looking for it, God is going to miracle you a driver's license into your... No, it's not going to happen. Anyway, she didn't have a driver's license. She was digging around doing the 415 shuffle, and I'm like, are you suspended? Oh, no, I don't think so. Okay, well, yeah. Probably are. So I go back to the unit. I get everything ran. Can't come back. Of course, her license was suspended, but I'm not going to strand very small children out on this bridge. It's dangerous, and it's nowhere for me to bring her. So, but yeah, just stop doing it. The whole thing on the story is when I come up, I'm making my approach. She rolls the window down. I advise her, Well, I stopped her, and I'm sorry if I'm yawning and stuff like that. It's been a long day, and it's 9 o'clock. I'm doing this. I still gotta release and stuff, so bear with me because I don't like not putting stuff out. But when I walked up and was making an approach, of course, she's got her hair's 3 different fucking colors. Oh, I don't know. She thinks she's rainbow bright or whatever. She has this spaghetti top, little halter, spaghetti top shirt on, spaghetti string top. Well, I thought one of her titties was completely hanging out of it. But no, it was just enough, and it was weird because it was just on one. Just enough coverage on that one titty that it was barely above her nipple. I know. And I'm like, this thing's just going to pop out. It's going to, if she's anything like Freebird, she's going to put somebody's eye out or something like that. But her titty was just hanging. I was like, it was weird. But her titty was about to hang, just fly out. She's what we call, my old partner, Rabbit, he come up with a term we call trailer park sexy, okay? You can see the potential, decent looking girl, but they're just dirty. Well, I'm looking at this kid in the back seat while I'm trying to explain everything to her. The oldest one, and he is eating boogers out of his nose like they're fucking M&Ms. You hear me? He's eating booger after booger after booger after booger. I looked at Rainbow Bright and said, do you have any snacks? She said, for what? I said, your son's hungry. He's eating his boogers. It's gross. Oh, I don't have none. And I said, you hungry, boy, buddy? You want a snack? If he would have actually spoke to me, I had some gummy bears in the car, unopened. I'd have gave to him. It's the same consistency of a booger, but it tastes a lot better, right? I look at him and say, hey, boy, you need something like that? And he just stares at me like I just, ask him to skin a cat and cook a dog or something. So finally, I don't think he ever did answer me. I ended up, to see if anybody, want to check that out. But like I said, he never went in. This kid, he just staring at me. Well, he ain't getting his no gummy worms. I said, ooh, he's side-eyeing me. He must not like me watch his mama, Rainbow Bright. She's like, we'll just call her Rainbow Titties. She's like, oh, yeah, well, the police make him nervous, because his daddy's been out and out of prison a few times. Oh, well, we're setting a good example there. I can see why the kid don't want me around. And, stop making kids. Stop making kids. If you can't afford them, you can't even close to afford them, stop making them. If they're here, that's fine. You do your damnedest to raise them and hope to God they come out not stupid. So, but yeah, but the whole time she knows what she was doing. I mean, I was just waiting for the whole, I was just waiting for that. It was just one. The other one was covered, just that one tit. I was just waiting to like come out and put somebody's eye out in. So that was it on that one. Miss, like I said, Rainbow Bright and her barely covered tatas. I will say, I mean, they look pretty perky for having two kids, though. I mean, I'll give her that. They had the sag going on, but it wasn't as bad as you'd think some of the other ones. Or she had a damn good bra on, which I doubt it. I don't think she could afford an expensive bra. But anyway, no, and there's no picture. So pervert, Roy, stuff like that. Don't ask. Next, right after that, the next stop, I pulled over a white vehicle. Didn't know what it was at first till I got stopped. It was one of them Tesla. I think it was like a Model 4 or something like that. It was weird looking. But it was a Tesla. 77 to 60. 17 miles an hour speed limit. I walk up. Same spiel. I can go through everything. Well, this is a female. I don't know. And she's wearing like a sports bra like you've been working out in. And a pair of fucking yoga shorts. Like, I don't know, with titty day today or something. Just, I keep getting bombarded with titties. I mean, do I look thirsty? Do I need calcium? I don't know. But I look at her and I tell her, I said, she's doing 77 and 60. So I pulled you over. She says, well, I wasn't driving. I don't know if y'all remember a few weeks back, I had one of these. I said, well, your car was doing 77 to 60. She's like, well, it's not supposed to speed. Well, I don't know what it's fucking supposed to do. I can tell you what it was doing because I had a green dot from my laser sitting on it. You were speeding. And, I mean, if your shit's wrong, call Elon Musk. I don't know what to tell you. She wasn't rude or nothing, but I mean, I gave her a ticket. But this is the second one. The second one I've had, second Tesla I've had that they tried to use the excuse that they were not driving, that the car was driving. Okay? Well, you're behind the wheel. It's your car. If you're in the car, you're responsible for it. I'm not going to write the car itself a ticket, but you were in control. You were supposed to be controlling it. All right, this is the last one. That went way longer than I thought I was going to be going to. That's me running my mouth, ranting. I pulled over a Hyundai SUV doing 74 and 74 and 60 miles an hour. As I told you, today was a big 74 day. Guy said that he was on his way home. Okay, I saw his driver's license. Wasn't sure where this place was, but he said a surrounding city, and I understood. On his coat, on the back thing where you hang your clothes up here, I think it was a white lab coat. Just like the doctors wear, but this one had his little name tag on it, and it had the pharmacy symbol, stuff like that on it. Okay, he was an older gentleman. Looked like he was in his late 60s, probably pushing up to the 70s. But very, very nice man. And I looked down. He said something. I said, so you're a drug dealer, aren't you? He's like, oh no. I was like, no. I said, I'm a pharmacist. I was like, yeah. I said, well, technically, you're still dealing drugs. We laughed a little bit about it. I ended up giving him a break. He's a nice man. He's working with his son at their own mom and pop pharmacy because all these big ones are trying to push all the mom and pops out. So I gave him a break. I didn't write him a ticket or nothing like that. No. Like I said, gave him a break. So I believe that is all the stories. My last stop of the day was the fastest one today. Was a 89 and a 60. Of course, I go up. Driver no hablas inglés, and I no habla español. And of course, she has no driver's license. Thank God the teenage girl in there probably in school, you know, illegally here, but she must have been here all her life because the little girl sitting there, she had very good English, so had a built-in translator for the most part. But yeah, 89 and a 60, no driver's license, don't speak a lick of fucking English or nothing like that. It's aggravating. It's extremely aggravating. I don't know. I know being law enforcement is extremely aggravating. I mean, I am not obligated, or nor should I have to learn Spanish when we're in America. If you want to live in America, learn the native language. Just like if I decide to move my fat ass down to Mexico, I better learn me some Spanish, because it's not their job to change everything they do to, you know, do concessions for people like that. So, I mean, fair is fair, you know. So, that one was it. That was the last one. I just wanted to rant about, you know, some of these Mexicans shouldn't be driving and stuff like that. You know, guess that's it until Wednesday. I know Freebird's going to be here. Of course, you know, Holster will be here. I got to get in touch with the box tomorrow. I'm assuming he's going to be here. I'm not sure yet, but I know Freebird will. Freebird won't be here the weekend after next because he's got three meetings. One being the Fuzzy Hat Club. You know, we're gonna have a question. There's going to be a question on tomorrow's podcast. So you might want to tune in and see what it is live. If y'all make any comments on it, we're gonna ask. This was Holster's idea, and it's quite funny. Of course, you know, Freebird don't think it's as funny, but we'll see. He's a good sport. Other than that, everybody, come back tomorrow if y'all want to watch the live stream. Show some respect for Nick. Best thing I can do sometimes for myself, for people that are watching the live streams or on Facebook, they want to see that, you know. Gives it kind of a perspective from my point of view. I mean, it's not, you know, exactly from my point of view, but it's close. It's close. I mean, you kind of see you're right there in the procession with it. So, everybody stay safe out there, and take care of each other. Hug your mama if she's still alive. Go appreciate your mom. If you didn't do it, do it, because they're not around forever, and when they're gone, you're gonna miss the hell out of them. Trust me, for somebody that knows. Okay, so stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all Wednesday. Thanks for watching. And remember to smile, because Iceman could always be behind you. We're out.